today with Music Junkie Press. We're down here in San Francisco, Regency Ballroom. We got Patty of As It Is.
Hello.
Welcome to San Francisco.
Thank you. I'm glad you said so because I wasn't entirely sure where we were. It's been one of those days. So I was like, oh, San Francisco.
You've been all over. It's been quite a tour.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's coming a little close to the end here.
It is. It is.
Has any of the certain cities or places stood out to you as one of your highlighted events?
I mean, we got to play some new Canadian cities. We'd only played Toronto in the past, and this time we got to do 5 Canadian cities on this tour. Montreal was maybe my favorite show of tour altogether, but there's still time, and California is always great, so we shall see. But Montreal was a big one for me. I really loved it. Really loved it.
Yeah, the neat thing is, out on this tour, you're playing a lot of your new music.
We are. All the 2 songs that we've released from the new record we're playing. And we're hoping to have some more songs out before the record comes out, at least one by the end of the year, we're hoping. So, we shall see.
Well, the great thing is, so OK's coming out in January. People can pre-order it now, though, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so you can get them out. They get the 2 songs, Got Pretty Little Distance and OK. Now, we got to talk about this album. What would you think is the biggest difference for you versus your last album that you can bring out?
I suppose the biggest difference is we, from the get-go, writing this record, banned the phrase, that doesn't sound like As It Is. It was like we really kind of didn't limit our ideas, even if they were just bizarre, which some of them really were. And we just kind of followed them through and saw where they went, and sometimes they worked, sometimes they didn't, but it was just kind of, there are going to be songs on this record that don't sound like quintessential As It Is or predictable As It Is. So there are darker songs, there are poppier songs, there are more honest songs. It's just a little bit more confident. Maybe doing it the second time, we were like, okay, I mean, we know that we can do this at least one time. Let's go in and try to do it a little bit better. And what would we change? What would we keep the same? And I think we did an okay job of that. So we'll see. We're
excited about that. Actually, the album also, like you mentioned, it has some of the darker tones, but also still keeps that vibrant energy. Was it a harder recording process for you as well? Did some of it get a little emotional when you were doing recording?
Yeah, no, definitely. There's a song with a big old kind of like aggressive spoken word bridge to it where I'm just screaming my head off, and I let myself get really frustrated doing it, and I tried to put myself back in the place I was where we were writing that. But at the same time, there are songs that we've written about our families. There's a song that I wrote about my sister and us growing up. There's a song that is written about Ben's granddad who's in the hospital, and they were really emotional songs to write. Really, really were. So it was important to connect when you're like performing. When you're in the vocal booth, unless you're like feeling kind of connected, it's not going to come across like we wanted it to. So yeah, it was
this
really
is definitely be a real honest. I mean, like literally the honest raw emotion from this album.
Really is.
And the neat thing, the message you guys are bringing. Okay, but it's also it's okay not to be okay, and everybody stands behind that. Where you gotta immediately answer, I'm okay, But you guys pretty much allow the freedom for people to feel, and I think that's what this album definitely is going to bring. When we've been listening, most honest thing is feel whatever those emotions are, to feel them.
Yeah.
And then the video, got the little video out. Awesome, you guys bring this nostalgic, cool vibe and everything with it. What's coming up next? Do you have any other ones planned?
We do have other ones planned. Okay. Yeah, nothing happening too soon, but we have other things planned. And I'm really excited for people to start hearing more songs off the record. But we got an awesome response to both the songs that we put out and the video that we put out, and I was so pleased that people liked them. So that was really, really cool.
And how has it been on this tour, running into people who literally have told you guys over and over about how your music has helped them through certain times, or just been that little lifeline for them? Yeah,
it's always surreal. And I mean, we're on tour with a band that I grew up listening to from a very young age, from maybe the age of 10, and bands like that helped me through so many things, and to be on the other side of that now, it feels surreal. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel like we could have possibly affected people the way that bands have affected me. But the tattoos are there, and the words are there, and the emotions are there, and it's an incredible feeling. It's something we've strived for a long time to do, and never possibly imagined we'd ever do. So it's really incredible. It's really cool to see.
It's great. We're really looking forward to hearing more about it as well. Now, you actually just went to your first, was it Halloween house party? You got to tell us about this. How was that? Now, what stood out so much for you to declare, like the U.S. party out here?
It was cool. It was very, very cool. Yeah, the red Solo Cup. The real thing. It was cool.
Just like the movies, right?
It was cool, and we stayed with a guy named Deeds. We've stayed with him before. He's got an incredible house. He's got an incredible house, and the party there was awesome. And we went to bed a little bit early, like around 1 or 2, and we still got woken up at about like 5 or 6 by this dude just banging on the door. And then when we opened the door, he was like, "I didn't mean to wake you." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
What was that?
But yeah, no, it was hilarious. It was a good time. It was a really good time.
So it's still being able to get to have some fun out on this tour as well.
Yeah,
with all
definitely.
these. Now, after this tour, do you go back home for a while, or do you guys have a little break?
Yeah. We don't tour again until the end of January.
And that's huge. You're going to be out all over there.
Yeah, Japan and Australia, and then we have some plans to support state champs in the UK and Europe. And both those, they're all going to be amazing. But I'm looking forward to a bit of time at home to, really like scheme up some cool things for like the album launch and all this kind of stuff as well. But yeah, it'd be nice to be in my own bed for a change.
That's going to be cool, finally, especially around the holidays.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to that. Is there anything you can tell us that you want to share with people? Give them some advice where maybe they're dealing with either cyberbullying or digital demons out there, all that. What advice could you give to them?
Yeah, I mean, those are all very real problems. I think a lot of the time it's easy to say like, oh, someone else has it worse. It could always be worse. But like you have to kind of acknowledge and let yourself feel real emotions and real problems. And part of the reason why we wrote so honestly on this album is to just kind of offer ourselves as examples. Is like maybe people don't see the flawed versions of ourselves on our Instagrams and our Twitters. These songs are about us being vulnerable, feeling people who struggle and still have struggled and still do. I wanted to say explicitly in OK that I went and saw a therapist, and that there shouldn't be this stigma about that. It's okay to need to speak to somebody. It's okay to be, stuck somewhere. And to need more than just yourself. That's fine. So I wanted to, put that in writing, and basically us being honest is supposed to